Good morning students, I am Seema Srivastava and today's our topic is cell. What is cell? Cell is actually a term that is defined in the biology. Biology means bio means life and ology means study. Means when we study about the life, then we start the study about the cell because cell is directly involved in the living beings. What are living beings? Living beings, all the organisms, plants and animals are included in living beings. Living beings means something that can move one place to another, that can take the nutrition, that can move. These all are the characteristics of the living beings. So cell is the basic structural and functional unit of living beings. Why we say cell is the structural unit? We can say easily it is a structural unit because we take the example of us. In our body there are so many systems: reproductive system, digestive system, skeleton system, muscle system. So these are system actually a combination of different type of organs. So that the organs easily work means the system works and we easily survive our life. So in the structure of any organ, in the basic structure of a system that is made by the cell. So easily we can say cell is the basic structure and functional unit. Why we can say it is functional? Take one example of digestive system. When you eat food, your stomach digests the food. There are so many organs: liver, small intestine, large intestine. These all organs made a system that is called digestive system, and function of digestive system is that digest the food and release the energy. So functional unit of the any organ is cell because these organs are made by the cell. So we easily can say cell is the basic structural as well as the functional unit of living beings. Now we include the plants as well as animals as well as microorganisms. These all are the examples of the living beings. Generally, what is the structure of the cell? A simple cell have basic structure, but when we talk about the plants, there are some differences between the animal and the plant cells. Now we study about the animal cell. A animal cell, it is microscopic. All the cells are the microscopic exception one or two cells. But mostly cells are the microscopic cell. We can't see that cells without the any microscope. We use the microscope or magnifying glass to see a cell. Now, what is the basic structure of animal cell? In the animal cell that have a block-like structure, that is this membrane that have the all material of the cell. This membrane is called the cell membrane. It is a thin permeable membrane and it is called the cell membrane, and cell membrane hold all the material of the cell. Now there is a fluid present in the cell. That fluid is called the cytoplasm. That fluid is called cytoplasm. In the cytoplasm, there are so many tiny structures present. In the cytoplasm, there are so many tiny structures are present. These tiny structures are called the cell organelles, like that mitochondria, microfilaments, ribosome, Golgi body, and many more. These cell organelles have their specific function. And these cell organelles, when perform the specific function, then a cell easily done their function for the survival of life. Now we see what the structure of a plant cell. Actually, a plant that is exposed in the environment, that is stand in the environment freely. A plant can't move one place to another, but it show movement. It is living being because it makes the food by the process of photosynthesis. What is the difference between plant and animal cell? Firstly, we see how the plant cell looks like. A plant cell always have a thick surrounding structure surrounding the cell membrane. That thick structure is called the cell wall. That cell wall is made by the cytoplasm and give the strength to the plant cell. Okay. Now in the cytoplasm as well as animal cells as well in the plant cell, there are so many cell organelles present. But what the difference? The basic difference is that nucleus present in the center of the animal cell. But you can easily see the nucleus of the plant cell is actually peripheral to the cell. It is not in the center. It is in the peripheral of the cell. Why? Because in the plant cell, there are so many and large number of vacuoles present. Vacuoles are balloon-like structures. These vacuoles actually have the excretory material or the gases in it. So, there is a large number and they have the big size of vacuoles in the plant cells. They have the plastids in the plant cells. These plastids are absent in the animal cell. Plastids are present in plant cell. These plastids actually help to make the food by the process of photosynthesis to the plant. But you know, photosynthesis is absent in animal cell. So there is no need of the plastids. Okay. Now we come to another point that the plant cell have the different type of cell organelles in the nucleus, that is the main important part of the cell. Like that in human body there is the brain is main important part because the brain controls all the functions of our body. Like that in the cell there is a nucleus present. That nucleus actually the brain of the cell, master of the cell. Why? Because all the functions performed by the cell that are controlled by the nucleus. Okay. Now, these tiny rounded structures are called the ribosomes. Ribosome actually cell organelle. It is called the protein factory. Why? Because ribosomes directly help to synthesis of the proteins. So we can say ribosomes are the protein factory. There are so many cell organelles and all cell organelles have their specific functions. We take another example of the mitochondria. Mitochondria is another cell organelle that is called the powerhouse of the cell. Why? Because mitochondria help to release the energy in the form of the ATP. ATP means adenosine triphosphate. It is called the currency of the cells. ATP is called the currency of the cell. And due to the ATP, when the energy release, a cell can do many functions. Means an animal or a plant can do many functions. So mitochondria is called the powerhouse of the cell. This is the basic structure of the cells and there are the basic differences between the animals and the plant cells.